Welcome the gentlemen on stage. A hearty warm welcome to you. I also extend a warm welcome to Mr. Anil Kolako, founder from Progressive Systems, to please join us. Let's keep up the claps really loud for both our panelists right here. And now to moderate the session, ladies and gentlemen, once again, time for us to welcome Mr. Naveed Chaudhary from Ingram Micro India, who will be discussing about SMBs in the digital economy competing with larger enterprises through AI. Well, as we have all the dignitaries on stage, firstly thanking the panelists, and now I leave the stage to the moderator to take the discussion forward.
Review everyone again. Thank you, Anil and Minosh, for joining us for the discussion. So I'm going to start with Minosh. So, Minosh, in the SMBs in the digital economy competing with large enterprises through AI. So what are your views on that?
Sure. So firstly, a quick intro. My name is Minosh. I've been with Cisco since 2007. Currently, I take care of the SMB segment for India. And I also want to take this opportunity to thank Ingram. Right? I think a few years back, most of the distributors were like fulfillment partners, managing inventory and supply chain. And there was an ask from all the OEMs to transform this, right? To be a truly enterprise platform partner. And you guys have really done that really well, right? So hats off to all the team. And also a special call out to the marketing team of Ingram. It's not easy to pull a 23-city Ingram within a fiscal year. So great job done, and we're proud to be a gold partner for. We're looking forward to this partnership. And thanks.
Thank you so much. Yes, it's a great effort, and we planned it. It took some 5-6 months in the planning, and we started executing it. And it's been possible just because of the partners ecosystem and the vendors like you as a big help us and joining in almost all the events to make this happen. Thank you so much.
Sure. So the question is, can SMB outpower the large enterprise through the power of AI, right? So firstly, starting with the SMB of India, I think it's an overlooked powerhouse, right? In India, we have 70+ million SMBs. SMBs contribute 34% of the country's economy. I'm not sure how many knew, but that is pretty significant, right? And India boasts about having the second largest number of SMBs in the world. So far as a market for SMB, it is pretty big, right? And if you ask me, can SMB outrun enterprise using AI? I would say yes. The reason being, SMBs can adopt to AI faster than enterprise, right? Now, you take an example of an enterprise and they want to roll out AI for, say, maybe a supply chain management. They're talking about a lot of people, a lot of process, the current policies, and a big team to go and adopt this change, right? But whereas you look at SMB, they have lean team, they are new to this whole thing, so they can go and roll this out pretty faster. So let me also give you an example, right? So we all know AI chatbots is something which is largely associated with generative AI, right? Now with AI chatbots, it is no more an AI assistance which you get. It is almost an AI agent who's a automated or an AI brain which can independently execute tasks and execute tasks to a desired outcomes, right? And the results say so. 13% of the organizations who use AI assistants for their customer support have seen a 70% spike in that space, right? So the power of AI will change the possible bridge, the gap between enterprise and SMB moving forward. Yeah.
So coming to Anil, what kind of AI-based demands you are being as a distributor in the marketplace, and especially in the SMB segment? So which AI technologies are in demand primarily? And if you have any use cases of implementation, I'd like to hear from you.
Sure, Mr. Naveed. Firstly, Mr. Naveed, thank you for having me here, and good to meet you, Jacob. And thanks for sales team from Ingram Goa and specifically Mr. Manjunath, whereas we will be having this. Thank you for organizing this fabulous event. Coming to the question, let me set a little context before I answer that question. Is AI is all about the data you have, and I see that Ingram Micro has 40 years worth of data, big data, to work with. Okay, how do we look at what are the possibilities of using AI in SMB? Firstly, if I divide any business by its functions, you have sales and marketing, you have your pre-sales, post-sales, you have your customer support or your accounting, then you have your customer support. What I have felt, and this is from real life cases that we work with certain customers. I'll give two examples. One is when we were working with a particular customer for their project work, IT usually comes last. We go hand in hand with the civil works, and as we deploy our equipment, we are coming towards the back end of the project. It becomes very important for us to monitor how much progress we have done in the project, how much inventory to hold during that project start stage or completion stage. So using AI tools which help in project management, we were able to help a customer in reducing the cost of holding inventory, whether it was IT related or any other technologies that were going to the site. We were able to tell our customer, okay, you reach this stage of project, we can reorder our products at so and so stage. Another very interesting example in use of AI was marketing. If you would like to, project your product as a valuable product out there, add value to information that you're giving while you're selling the product. There are a lot of AI tools that we use. In fact, I use a couple of them to make faceless videos, to make content. Now the beauty of that is, if I were to reach to a traditional content writer or a graphic artist, it takes me 2 to 3 days to get the first iteration, then after that the second, third can take a week's time. With AI as your, I would say, partner, you can do it in a matter of days, and you will have multiple iterations which you would use more. So AI definitely is going to help us SMBs to, I would not say compete with larger vendors who have been in the space, but to get a cutting edge and see, it's all about customer relations and retention. It's difficult to acquire customers, it is more difficult to retain. So using AI, I think it gives us a leverage to get more customers by using the power of AI, and definitely retain those customers we gain by, as Mr. Naveen rightly said, adding value-added services. And ultimately, it's how do you get a 5-star rating as Ingram Micro itself is trying to do with its SMB segment. Yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah, thanks for the inputs. Actually, we all get, when we talk about AI, we get a lot of different understanding that AI is what, AI is that. I take it very simply. AI has been there in existence since 1950s in one way or the other, right? All of our mobile devices came in the late 80s or 90s. We just started using it differently. The data is always there. It may not be like a big data, but in Excel or somewhere it was there, right? The AI is changing face for a betterment of the whole society, the ecosystems, and larger efficiency at least. So it's up to us how we're capitalizing on that. It's taking momentum these days, which is very fast. Going forward, it will go even more faster. But it's the right time to capitalize on that, and you have to put the right manpower, resources in place to capitalize on that. So taking that forward, how you help your customers transfer through this AI journey? What are the efforts you are putting in place?
Thanks. So I think Cisco's strategy largely is to connect and secure the AI era, right? I think I've asked for this slide. So there are five key areas which we work with our customers, right? All are pretty important, and Cisco has something to offer in this. So as you see, the first thing is the infra to power AI, right? What it means is the infra which was built for high-end computing in the past might not be able to take a AI ML workload, right? So what you need is smarter, faster devices, better visibility in terms of management, and definitely higher optics, right? So Cisco is well placed to give this infra right from a network level up to a data center, the optics which we spoke about, right? So that is a pretty important pillar, I would say. The second is the security. Right? I know there is a follow-up question on security, but I'll not touch up much on it. But we do security for AI, right? What it means, we try to secure and protect the entire AI stack, and well as use AI in our own security portfolio. So I will talk about that a little more, right? And as Sir pointed out, data is pretty important. So all of you know, recently, most of you should know, recently we acquired Splunk, right? A company which can give high visibility into your data across your digital journey, right? So with Splunk, it has become more powerful. Splunk and Cisco, we can now give visibility into a customer's network, application, security, or their own data, business data, right? And help them to take those data-driven decisions. So data is the fuel for AI, and so you need quality and scale. So Cisco with Splunk can do a fantastic job there. The fourth pillar is we also create software to unlock productivity, right? So we have software across our security portfolio, be it for network management, optimization. But let me give you an example. Our first AI, when we entered AI, we started with WebEx. WebEx is our web conferencing solution, right? It has both software over where you can join from video devices as well. So we introduced facial recognition, right? So which means, say, company from India, your team is getting on a call with someone, say, in China, and there are like 30 members in that video meeting. You don't have to know who you're talking to, but with facial recognition, it's going to throw, hey, you're talking to an ex-gentleman, right? And that's of huge help when you want to address someone. Now look at real-time translation. We have in our product portfolio within WebEx something called a real-time translation. So if I am talking over English, and the same example, a Chinese gentleman wants to hear, it comes real-time. So imagine how effective and productive that meeting can become, right? Another example is noise cancellation. Right? We all take meetings on the road everywhere, and anything which is happening behind you in terms of noise is all cut, and the AI software recognize your voice and only make sure it prioritizes your voice into this. So these are some examples of how software can unlock productivity. The last but not the least is the service capability which we have, right? So we can help customer to identify an AI use case, right? To test it in their environment, implement it, and most importantly, adopt it, right? So we also help customers from a services standpoint across the AI journey.
That's great. So the features are also witnessed to WebEx, and it's really helpful. Thanks for putting this together. So Mr. Ali, coming back to you. So whenever we are transforming through a digital journey or through an AI, most of the SMB partners faces a resource crunch and as well as the cost crunch. So any strategies on that, or any help you've done to the SMB partners in overcoming those challenges for the betterment of the business in the long run?
Thank you for that question. I mean, every time we as partners to our customers reach out to them for any product journey, the first question is the cost. Now, AI, there are a lot of tools that are free out there, which we do try. When it comes to cost, I look at it from a perspective of return on investment. Now, to give a small personal journey, we started using a couple of tools for our organization internally from July 23. the immense amount of support that I'm able to take from those tools and share that content with our customers and tell them, see, this is what we've been doing in our organization. If you adopt it, it's going to cut out these headaches from you. Now, when you say resources, we are not churning skillful resources as quickly as we need them. To fill that gap, I think AI has all the answers. Like the earlier example I took of creating faceless videos or creating content, marketing content. AI has the capability to fill in those skill gaps at many levels. If you look at it from a customer support perspective, I'll just touch on the same example that you spoke about. In Splunk, if you are collecting logs, and if you try to analyze a particular content manually, it's virtually like it could take you a whole week. But with the AI, and that is a human cost to doing that job. With an AI component added to that, your log analysis could be from a few minutes to a few seconds as well. It can give the exact data that you want. I'll give a real case example from our customer side. I've been porting to cloud technologies for the last 1.5 years, and I needed to convince one customer that, listen, if we are using network products which have a controller-based solution, I can monitor it from anywhere. I can give you stats of whether your links are up, links are down, how many users are there real time in your network, are there any faults that I need to take care of, are there any issues that you may need to see from your end, may it be electrical, may it be any downtimes. Customer was not convinced. He says, this solution is adding so much of or going to be a revenue leakage. I said, okay, no problem. I was there in the meeting, and I usually carry my laptop wherever I go, and I opened up my laptop and I said, okay, let me log in and show you what content is being captured from these other sites. And the minute I showed the customer that, it was another 2 days when we closed that particular order. Now, I'm not saying that AI did everything. What I'm saying is, to get to that level of integrating AI with the tools you run, it's like running a marathon. You're not going to get instant output or instant results from there, but you have to start somewhere. So we have been convincing our customers that you have to do this, or you have to take this AI journey, and it's going to be a step-by-step process. And your return on investment, you will see it somewhere down the line when you start looking at the inputs and data it's generating for you. So it is a hard sell sometimes, because they ask me the same question, would I need talented people to run these AI tools, or what is the kind of money I need to invest in? We can start with low cost, and today I have seen a lot of websites or a lot of AI components which charge you on a monthly basis or pay-per-use basis, which you can tell them, okay, let's try this out. If you don't like it, we move to your traditional system. So definitely convincing a customer on resource requirement and ROI is even simpler to do. And again, thanks to AI, because it has live data to show back to that customer. Thank you for that.
Absolutely right. One of the pointers I was interacting with my chief digital officer before, and he kept on saying that with the evolution of AI and other transformations, it's not that we're reducing the manpower. Actually, we need to redeploy with different skills. That's very important, because one way or the other, they're getting certain level of skill set. We need to be able to deploy, and obviously it is required. Secondly, there's the human capital. When it comes to the revenue or the cost structure, it reaps benefit in the long run. So it has to be upfront investment. But if you see a longer horizon, obviously it's going to reap benefits. So now coming to the next question, with any kind of evaluation of either AI or any other digital transformation, it comes with cybersecurity vulnerability. There are going to be issues around that. So how you help your partners and SMB customers to overcome that, and how AI help reduce the cybersecurity vulnerability?
Yeah, so as I said earlier, Cisco's larger strategy is to connect and secure the AI era, right? So we do it in two different parts. One is the security for AI. So See, with AI brings you opportunity, but there is a lot of risk also associated with it. Because you're going to bring in the highest value data of any organization to work with a new AI model or a tool chain, right? So this opens up a lot of data to third-party tools. So it is important to secure this at every level, right? Which means at a network level, when it's touching the cloud, or be it in the data center, be it providing secure access to whomsoever within an organization. So security across the stack is pretty important. And when you have that from one vendor, be it data center on-prem or multiple cloud, it works in a very seamless way. Right? So that's how Cisco protects the whole AI stack from an infra perspective. Now, how do we use AI in our security products to enhance efficiency? Right? So I'll give you a couple of examples. I would like you to go and search this. Just search Cisco's AI assistance for firewall. Right? So that's a very basic AI assistance which we have built into our firewall portfolio. So for an IT manager, or any one of us can become an IT manager or to know how to manage that box in a couple of days. The reason is AI keeps. The reason is there's a lot of data which the AI looks at, right? And it can give you alerts how your health of your whole security, your company's policies, posture is. Or as an IT manager, you log in, you want to know some information, it is all in the AI bot, right? And this is not just the assistance which we have built in security, this is across our portfolio. And we have one mother of all AI assistants to now manage our entire stack. Right? So that is an example of how AI is used in our security product. Also, if you know, Cisco has the largest security control room, I would say. It's called Talos, T-A-L-O-S, right? Talos. So Talos actually looks at 5 billion logs a day, right? So if there is a security breach happening some point of the world, and it has been reported by one of our security devices, it's already showing in our control center, which means we're going to stop that from happening to another customer, right? So through this, we prevent zero-day attacks. So AI, ML plays a big role in here, right? Because you want to look at 5 billion logs and say this is something must be protected or stopped or something this can be going in. So again, AI when it comes to looking at big data and securing a customer, it is also used there.
Do you think machine learning also help a lot in that? Is growing by the day? There's a lot of effort being put in by a lot of vendors around that.
I think AI, ML, all goes hand in glove.
It works in tandem.
It works in tandem. See, earlier what started AI to mimic a human brain evolved a lot, right? Now it's even those deep learning which they are getting into your neural networks. But ML is something which is very important. It is the algorithms which run on all your data across machines, right?
It reminds me of one product, it's AirPods. Going through a video, it says that it's going to a level of AI where the neural network is getting, learned, and then accordingly certain features are being adopted. So it's going to the next level of neural learning. So those sort of things are coming.
It is happening. Imagine the number of devices which each of one of us uses, from headphones to your watches. So it's always gathering data, right? So.
Yeah. So going back to Vinayji,
Yes, sir.
Any case study where you helped any of the SMB partners competing with larger competition and just helped traversing through AI journey? Any life case study which you have?
Well, like I said, AI is a journey, and we have a few customers, I would say 2 customers, where we are working with them not to implement AI. AI is the end goal, but we've started putting the blocks in place. For example, as Jacob was discussing the security aspects of things. If a customer is not ready to migrate to cloud and not willing to put some of his data out there, then you can't begin the journey. It's a no-show. So we are at a stage with certain two customers where we have started migrating their workloads to cloud. Third one is in pipeline, which means I'll work more on the third example. The third example is a retail store. Okay. Now, why we are encouraging him to move to cloud is because in retail, you need to stock inventory, huge amounts of inventory, and sometimes those products have a very short shelf life. The customer has to have two resources to man his, the food products line. So they know constantly at the end of the day by checking what is sold, what is not sold. Of course, they have inventory management in place. In addition to that, manpower to look at the stock levels. Once we move to cloud and once we do the AI integration, as Mr. Jacob said, dashboards. You get instant data on the hour, on the minute, what is sold, what is pending, which are stocks that are not moving fast enough. So I would not say, and I don't use the word success in implementing AI because it's a long journey. Again, taking an example of a marathon, if you're running a 42 or an ultra, once you reach 30 kilometers, then every next kilometer is a win. So once you start your AI journey, you implement phase 1, you reach to phase 2. Once you reach probably phase 3, phase 4, that's when you start seeing the returns and the fruits of the time spent in the investment done. So my answer to the question would be a fair no. We've not completed that journey yet, but we are in that say phase 2 of implementation, which means at the end of probably phase 3 we'll see all those returns coming in. But the case is there. We've done product demos, we've done proof of concept with customers, and I might see if you're not using AI, you can't go out to someone and say you got to use this product. We use the products we promote. Like I'll give a very simple example. We use Monday.com for small project management. It allows us to sync our teams on the ground because we have a very disparate team. We have freelancers, we have in-house guys who work on projects. We have contractors who work with us on certain projects. So for a customer to understand what's going in a project and when they'll complete it is very difficult. So we come in there and help them, align their project deadlines with whatever workloads are there. So if I use the word success, it would be misleading. But my point is that once you start the AI journey, every step you take after a certain point is definitely going to give you results. No doubts about it.
Yeah. So whatever thoughts we are having here in the discussion, we always get bogged down by a lot of terminology, AI, ML, all that. My recommendation would be that we should take it as a part of life, part of business. All these terminologies, if we use it as is, it only creates confusion. We have to make it very simpler in our process in our life. I would say it again that most of these processes and technologies always resides with us in terms of business. It's part of our life. It's only thing is that it's changing the face, the way we use it, the way we use the data. Data is moving from a typical writing style in a notebook to a Excel to a big data now. It's all about how we use it. So it's very simple actually. It's all about how we use it. So taking this forward, my question would be to you: how in the new changing environment of AI, how you can as a vendor help partners towards vision?
Partners, right?
Yeah.
So, firstly, is AI a buzzword or is it real? Right? Is it happening or we're just talking about something which is going to happen? I would say it's happening right now. Right? Let me give you a couple of data points. It took 5 years to build the first 350,000 AI models. Okay, the next 350,000 was built in the last 6 months. So you see, 5 years versus 6 months. So it is accelerating, right? At the moment, the power consumption of AI related resource is 600 trillion megawatts globally, right? Next year, come 2026 or year after, it's touching 1,000 trillion. So it's doubling. The power consumption of AI related devices is doubling. So yeah, it is there. It is true, and we are seeing our customers getting in the journey, right? So everyone wants to do AI, but most of the time they don't know where to start with. So that's where the whole partner ecosystem comes into the picture, right? So Cisco definitely can't do this alone. Reason, customers look at different types of consumption model, different types of business outcomes. So a traditional SI might not fit the bill, right? So we also looking at new partnership. So what is in it for a partner? We have all the use cases to start with. Okay, so if you as a partner, want to start a AI journey with Cisco, please go to cisco.com. There are vertical use cases, right? Right from retail, finance, manufacturing, transport, logistics. We have minimum of 5 AI use cases. See what will fit into your customers. Please reach us through our distribution partner, right? So there are tools, there are validated designs, other use cases where we implemented for you to look into. Also, last week in our partner launch, Cisco has announced 18 mil as investment for AI enablement only for partners, right? So I think that is pretty huge. So you will see a lot of enablement which comes from Cisco in the next few months, right? And one thing I can tell about Cisco is we've been part of all major technology shift which has happened in the last 4 decades or so, right? Right from getting a powerful WAN router early in the 90s, right? Building intelligent switches which knows QoS, which had the capability to bring in PoE, yes. When the whole voice came in, we were very back behind our peers, but then very soon we got into IP telephony, we got into contact center, and through the acquisition of Tandberg, we were number 1 in collaboration. In the last decade or so, we got into data centers, built our own compute. We were the leaders in ACI. When IoT came in, again a big buzzword, we were well placed with industrial Ethernet switches or automation products. So I see this a very similar but a bigger technology shift which will happen to all of us, right? So it's going to change, reshape all organizations irrespective of your size or vertical. AI is a must. Either you go and do it today or you will see yourself losing in it, right? So it's a huge opportunity for all our partners. With this kind of trusted leadership which we enjoy in the market, I think through our ecosystem partners, we have a huge opportunity.
Yeah, thank you so much. Actually, the bottom line is that we are all passing through a transformation. And we want to be a part of the journey. If we do it willingly, and if we do it in the interest of the business, we are all going to reap benefits. If not, we may lose the bus from the other. So we are all in it. And as a part of the entire ecosystem, with esteemed partners, OEMs, Ingram is providing that platform to ride on. And I think it's the right opportunity for us to take the benefit and do. So thank you, gentlemen. Thanks for being a part of the discussion today. Really appreciate you coming in. Thank you so much.
Thank you everyone.
Thank you everyone.
Well, with that, I think we should just capture a quick moment. Let's give a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.